full name, Granville Oral Roberts, was born January 24th, 1918, near Ada, Oklahoma. He died December 15th, 2009, in Newport Beach, California. An American Pentecostal evangelist known for his televised faith healing ministry, Roberts was one of the first proponents of the prosperity gospel, a theology teaching that God desires temporal happiness and security for his faithful and rewards devotion and generous tithing or donations with financial wealth and other blessings. A groundbreaking televangelist, Roberts mentored a number of younger ministers who went on to have television and multimedia empires of their own. The fifth and youngest of the children of a desperately poor Pentecostal preacher and farmer, Robert suffered nearly a fatal case of tuberculosis as a teenager and failed to finish high school in 1935. He underwent a conversion experience in which he believed that he was miraculously healed. 3 years later, he married Evelyn Lutman Fanstock, a preacher's daughter, and he spent 12 years as a pastor in several towns in the South and built up his own organization, the Pentecostal Holiness Church. He studied at Oklahoma Baptist College from 1943 to 1945 and other religious universities part-time. Claiming to have received a direct communication from God, Roberts began an itinerant ministry of faith healing in the late 1940s. The Oral Roberts Evangelistic Association, based in Tulsa, Oklahoma, became the parent organizations for this and other endeavors, including a publishing firm, and Roberts became known for his luxurious way of life. He continued his faith healing services both in the U.S. and abroad, often inside an enormous traveling tent where he would place his hands on his followers and pray for their healing. In 1963, Roberts founded Oral Roberts University, an interdenominational Protestant institution in Tulsa. It began admitting students in 1965. He served as its first president and continued his association with the university into the early 21st century, holding the office of chancellor. In 1978, Roberts began building the City of Faith Medical and Research Center in Tulsa, despite opposition from the region's established medical community, which regarded another such facility there as unnecessary. The center struggled financially, and in January of 1987, Roberts made a widely ridiculed televised appeal that tied his life to a $4.5 million fundraising goal. I'm asking you to help extend my life, where at the point where God could call Oral Roberts home in March. His broadcast raised a total of $8 million, and he had announced that his life had been spared. The medical center closed in 1989. Robert's life was marked by a number of tragedies. He lost his eldest child, Rebecca, and her husband to a plane crash in 1977. His son, Ronnie, died by suicide in 1982, and his wife preceded him in death in 2005. Roberts died of complications from pneumonia at the age of 91. He wrote more than 50 books, including the autobiography Accept a Miracle in 1995.